If you want to see one more requested look using the Subculture palette, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we are going to do one last look, at least in the short term, with the Subculture palette. It is one of my favorite palettes in my collection, and I was requested to do another look using some of the more challenging colors in this palette. I say it with quotation marks because I don't actually find many of these challenging at all, but it is what I hear when the Subculture is described. So I'm just putting the brush aside, although that is the brush I will be using for most of the look today. And I want to talk about what it is that I'm going to be using. Mostly this quadrant right here as I touch axis. I'll need to tell. All right. Yeah, I touched axis, but we're looking at axis, Rowdy, edge, possibly Mercury, and I have used Adorn and I have used Electric, and so I want to use Cube today, and Cube can do a bit of a surprising transformation for what's going to be underneath. So I hope that you will enjoy this look because I will be wearing it in I think 3 other videos afterwards. Yeah. For anything on my face as I prepped for the beginning of this video, anything you want to see that is already applied is in the description box, including my nails if you're curious. And yeah, let's get going because it is a big day today. Lots going on. I'm going to go into this fluffy side of the brush and I'm going to go into Mercury just for starters, and not a whole lot, but just to do a little bit of a something in the crease. And I mean really very little. And I did use my Smashbox Matte Exposure, which is my Pan That palette, for the base to set my primer. My primer is just the Cover FX very light concealer that would normally go on my under eye. I used it on my lid. On my lid. Okay, so that is all I'm doing with Mercury. I just wanted to do a little something. There's stuff in Cube for some reason. Okay. And I'm going to do the other side. It's all going to get covered up, but I just want something to get us started. Now I did do a look, I'm trying to do looks that are as different as possible for each one of the Subculture videos, just so that you can get some ideas. I would have been very comfortable using, my nose is itchy. I would have been very comfortable using Axis on the outer lid, but I've done that already. And as a matter of fact, I've used Rowdy as well on the outer lid. Well, I am kind of running out of colors. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to use Rowdy on the outer lid. I was planning on outer lid, inner lid, and liner with Axis for something different as far as a green, the use of a green from the Subculture. Okay, I think that this looks reasonably good. I'm going to go into Rowdy. I'm actually going to, I think, go Rowdy and Mercury back and forth. I think that a mix of the two is going to be quite nice with the dense brush, dense side of the brush, I should say, because it is the Anastasia brush that comes with the palette. I think that they are quite fine to use. I don't feel I need to go fancy, although I have a bunch of other brushes in front of me for a quick switch if I need to, but so far in these videos, I really haven't needed to, nor do I in real life. So, not that while I'm filming it's not real life, but I think you know what I mean. And the brushes, I think the Anastasia brushes and the Urban Decay brushes are perfectly fine. as single brushes to use for a look. I really do. Going back into Mercury and a little bit of Rowdy again. This is really nice and easy. And I hope you can't hear it, but a neighbor has decided that right now is a good time to mow. But we are going to carry on. Okay, are they relatively even? Need a little bit more. And for Mercury, I'm just picking up the kick up that happened when I used that side of the brush to pick up the first little bit of that color. And I'm going to just soften that up with the fluffy side. Okay, and I'm going to use this side of the brush and just bring that same color off to the, mostly Mercury actually, on the lower lid. I was going to say lash line, but no, I'm going further down than that. And I don't need to worry about going all the way up because Axis is going to be on there later. So just going to do the same thing on the other side. Mostly Mercury, tiny bit of Rowdy. Definitely going for a grungy look today. I got a little bit in my eye. We're good. Okay, these look pretty even to me. And I'm going to go now into Edge and use that on my inner third-ish of the lid, possibly half. And for that, I'm going to use my multitasker brush from Smashbox. I like it. It's kind of a three-sided or pyramidal brush. And I'm going to pick some up on the brush. And I have used New Wave in this fashion, but I don't think I've used Edge so far in these looks. New Wave is more orangey and Edge is more yellow. Really like that, but I'm going to change brushes because that brush is not the best for picking up product for that further out. And I'm going to go with my angled brush and go back into Edge and just apply some more with that brush instead. A bit more. Okay, I went a little bit far over. I'm going to go back into this brush and just go back over with Mercury and Rowdy. Okay, and just a tiny bit more. Being more careful here on adding Edge. Doing more of a tapping motion than a sweeping motion. And that is what I'm going to do for now, and let's recreate that on the other side. And it's interesting because Edge over Rowdy and Mercury gives it a little bit of a greenish tinge, which I'm okay with. I think that's kind of interesting. So back with my pyramidal multitasker brush. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And as I did on the other side, I'm going to use my angled brush to finish it up. But use more tapping than sweeping based on what transpired on the other side. Yeah, good. Okay, now this would possibly be, it's not quite even on the lower lid, but because I'm not finished yet, but if I had been more careful and finished it, this could be a finished look with liner, mascara, and so on. But I have more that I want to do. I'm going to do a little cleanup under each one and go to Axis. And this is my favorite brush for cleanup, believe it or not. This gives me a lot of control. I just clean up a little bit under each eye. Okay, I'm going to put these brushes down. And I'm going to go to my Precise Smudger from Smashbox, which of course I did not take out. This is my brush container, my everyday brush container. Where is it? There it is. And this is the brush that I will be using. If you do not have a Precise Smudger, I highly recommend it. And I'm going to go into Axis, as we talked about earlier. And I'm going to use Axis as liner. So I put the shadow on one side of the brush and not on the other, and keep the side that has the shadow on it toward the top. And that gives me a lot of control. Whoops, right onto my eyeball. That was not the best. Gives me more control over where I put this deep shade. I almost went into Untamed. All right, so let's do that again. There we go, and I'm just going to clean it off a little bit again. I have a little smudge here from Axis, but it is a very deep color, so I'll just fix that later. Going back in to do the other side. I probably should have tapped off my Precise Smudger before doing that first eye, so I did that just now. Okay, and I'm going to go in with this angled brush again and just soften up the lower lid by taking Mercury and just putting some a little bit along under Axis to soften up the green a little bit. Brush to just clean off a little bit of the excess. And other side. Okay, I'm going to go off camera to do a little cleanup on the inner corner of my eye, just because I've got a little bit of product in there and I don't like just leaving it for the rest of the video. I'll do that, and then we are going to go in with Cube to finish up the look before the liner and mascara. So I'll be right back. Okay, I did a little bit of cleanup. Now, it does look bottom heavy as far as a look, but I do plan on using Axis on the upper lid. It's just that I'm not done with the upper lid. And we're going to go, as I said, into Cube and just start to add it, tap it on to edge. And it's going to give a nice kind of peachy look to edge. So I kind of tap and drag, like a very, very tiny drag onto the lid. And honestly, Adorn or Electric would have been more of a choice for me, but I hadn't used Cube yet. I don't think I had. And I just wanted to add it to this look, and it looks fine layering on to edge. So I decided to do that. Why not? I'm going to use my other finger and do the same on the other eye. I'm going to keep going a little bit on that side. There we go. It's kind of a shiny, peachier look to edge, and I don't mind it. I think that's kind of cool. Kind of puts gives an iridescence to the yellow. I'm just going to use my pinky on this side. I think they go far enough in, but I think I'm going to clean off my pyramidal brush and just try to see if I can get Cube a little bit further in. It doesn't tend to pick up super well on the brush, but I'm going to try just in the corner of the pan. Yep, it seems to be working. I'm just going to go in right into the corner with Cube. Okay, and other side. Okay, back in with my Precise smudger, and I just want to do a little cleanup here. Yeah. All right, back in with Axis, and like I said, I'm going to use it as liner. Very carefully, tapping off the excess, and here we go to finish up the liner for this look. Now I realized something with my makeup look today. I usually have the liner 0 from Urban Decay on my upper waterline, and I didn't do that before the video today. I always do that. That's strange. Going along the lash line just as I did on the lower lid. Or lower lash line, I guess. Okay, that's one side done, and let's do the other side. Cube is so interesting because as you move your head, it really shifts that pink iridescence around. always mess up. Do you have that problem? You bring a brush in and you're using your palette to try to do the eye look, and then you end up with the, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in electric, but a couple spots where I jammed my brush into the brush end into the shadow. That drives me crazy. Okay, I'm happy with what's going on. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to brush away the fallout. I am going to put a brow bone highlight, mascara, and the upper waterline liner, which is going to be black, the Zero from Urban Decay. I will do all those things and apply setting spray, and I will be right back. Okay, this is the final look, and I'm pretty happy with it. Let me just show you what I used to finish up the look. I only used one liner because I felt like Axis did a great job of taking care of any kind of liner requirements for me. I just did what I usually do, which is the Zero from Urban Decay on the upper waterline, and I have very little of this one to go. I will have my rolling project pan coming up in a video very soon if you're curious to know what else I am trying to finish up. And I also used two mascaras, which has been my combo of late, and one of them is the Clinique High Impact Mascara, and as I talk about in every video, it's not high impact in my opinion, which is why I use it on my lower lashes. Oh, I'll show you the brush. And then the other one I'm using is one that I much prefer over this one, and it's the Sumptuous Extreme Mascara from Estee Lauder, and here is the wand on that one. It's a bigger wand head, definitely. And I did 2 coats of this one and only 1 coat of this one because I don't like goopy lower lashes. They're very long, and I even pinch off the ends because otherwise the mascara makes my lower lashes look so long, they almost look kind of clownish. So that is what I did for my eyes. For my lips, I just reapplied the lipstick that I had earlier on during the video, and I think that it goes really well with the look, so I didn't see why I would change it. And it is the Clinique 01 Blushing Pop. And it's a new lipstick for me, and it was out of a box of Clinique products. I'll put the Clinique intro video right here. I am working on a number of products from Clinique. There's quite a bit in here. And I'm really liking this color. And let me just give you a swatch of that one as well. It's a nice dusty rose with a little bit toward the pink, toward the peach, pardon me. It's a dusty rose, but toward the peach, just a smidge, and I think that that's why it's working with the look, and I will continue to use it. I don't mind it at all. I had to reach back. I also used the Continuous Setting Mist, and I just realized there's something else that I put on my face I have not talked about. So before this, I also used this product, which is a highlighter from Sephora, and it's got dust on it. It is the Light Beam 02 Baked Luminizer from Sephora. It's a micro smooth illuminizer. And the reason I picked it is it's kind of a peachy pink. And I decided to use it on my brow bone and inner corner. And I felt like it was a nice cousin to Cube. I thought it was going to look pretty well because it's got iridescent. It's an iridescent peachy pink, and Cube is kind of an iridescent hot pink to peach. So I thought that this and Cube would look pretty good. So that is it for the look. As I've mentioned before, anything else you want to know that is on my face is in the description box, always is. And yeah, I hope you like this additional look from Subculture. I think I have at least 4, if not 5 looks on this channel using that palette. I really, really do like the palette. It can do soft, peachy, cream-colored looks. It can do edgy, deep green, mustardy looks, and everything in between, in my opinion. It is a very versatile palette. And let me show you the palette again. Of course, now it's a little bit dirty because I've just used it. But when it comes to my preferences, there's nothing in this palette that I don't like. I mean, I wanted to say, what do I not like? And I like it all. I think that for my greens, my preference for greens are Destiny First and Untamed. But as you could see, Axis works just fine, and I really, really like it as a liner. I think that it just gives that smoky look, and I really enjoy it. When it comes to yellows, I do prefer Edge over New Wave. New Wave is a little bit more orangey, and I'm not big on orange. If anything, these two are the two eyeshadows in this palette that I like the least, Fudge and New Wave, yeah. I really enjoy this quad right here for a very, very light look that is appropriate for any occasion. I love All Star. If you want to do a beautiful, seductive look with All Star as a burgundy, Rowdy for the outer lid, and Cube on the inner lid over possibly Dawn or Roxy, oh my goodness, it is a beautiful look, and it was a really nice, soft, it was a beautiful look using this palette, which a lot of folks would not consider this possible to be used for kind of a soft, romantic, rosy berry look. But yeah, you can do that with Subculture. And I think that it is discontinued. I would suggest, if you are interested in this palette, to go and look for it right away. I think it does not have very long on this makeup earth as far as availability, so I'm just going to mention that. As well, if you like the color story, there are a number of dupes as well for this palette, and many videos offer dupe options if you like the color story. As a matter of fact, I have talked about one for sure, which was the NYX Grind and some in the NYX Ignite. Those two palettes do have some very similar shadows to Subculture's look, but I would not say that they are absolute dupe palettes. They just have a number of colors that were definitely inspired by these kinds of grungy colors. So that is it from me with the Subculture today. Let me know what you think. I look forward to your comments. I read all of them and love to respond. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.